Hello again, and this is the third example of how to plan the ideas. And in this particular video, I'm going to take the question which is opinion discussion type, right? So let's have a look at the question at first. Some people think that it is better to educate boys and girls in separate schools. Others, however, believe that boys and girls benefit more from attending mixed schools. Okay, right. So discuss both the views, right, and give your personal opinion, and then give reasons, the default line. Okay, we have already taken two steps in it. So I'd like to see that what two steps we have taken so far in this. Okay, the first one is it is a discussion opinion type. Discuss both the views and give your personal opinion. And you have to write on view 1 because it has got two views, view 2 and your personal opinion. Right? So what you have to plan here, you have to just plan view 1 and view 2. Whatever will be your personal opinion will be taken either from view 1 or view 2, that you will have already explained by the time you will reach the personal opinion part, whether it can be view 1 or view 2 or can be the mixed up between. So you don't have to write that in the planning, you just write it in the end. All right. Okay, so let's start the planning of this part. It's quite easy. View 1, what's your ideas and evidence to prove it? View 2, what's your idea and evidence to prove it? And you see, you're going to write two paragraphs on view 1, one on view 1 and one on view 2. So it is always ideal that if you're writing two paragraph as a body, um, you should have about two ideas, right? So let's see here. We have got two ideas for the first part. Some people think that it's better to educate boys and girls in separate schools. So this is the first view. Why? It's a topic sentence. The toss here is more effective, I'm saying. So you're saying it is more effective, but this is a very common kind of point, right? So it's a topic sentence. It's more effective. You say that, but that won't help you. How or why? I need to answer that. So it reduces distractions, encourage concentration. This is the first idea. If boys and girls are in separate schools, so you have to prove it. How? Because the supporting idea say no quarrel or violence for the opposite gender. And this is a fact, right? So it's very logical. And what happened as a result of this? Another said to is better academic result. So it's too clear. Now you can easily understand that. So in that case, you don't need to include an example, right? Because in that case, it will exceed the word limit. I'll show you, or I will tell you in coming video, in one video, that how many words, how many body paragraphs, I have already discussed prior to giving the example. And come to the second point. Beneficial is again a very usual point. It's not going to help you. So this is what your idea: allow more equality among pupils. So you're saying studying in separate school allow more equality among pupils. So it's difficult to understand. So you need to prove it. How? Choosing subjects without gender prejudice. Again, it seems like wow. So here, in such cases where you're still asking how, why, examiner will ask the same questions while checking it. So you need to give examples or evidence. So here is saying choosing subjects without gender prejudice. So because you are studying in a school where only boys are there, so you don't have to think, oh, if I take home science, what will girls say? Nobody is going to say that, right? So that is why now, so there is an evidence he has proved it. More girls in science and boys in cookery classes. There is a problem. I think more girls in science and boys in cookery classes. Okay, so as a result, because there is no gender prejudice, so boy will not hesitate. Try to understand, in taking cookery classes. Girls will not hesitate in taking the science. Otherwise, what happens, that we don't have to think, I'm just explaining it to you, that if boys and girls are there, so boys will hesitate a lot before opting for the cookery classes. I think that point is quite clear to me. Now let's talk about the view 2, because this was view 1. The second is saying that boys and girls benefit more from attending mixed school, right? So let's see this. um What is saying topic sentence prepare pupils better? So this is again a general sentence. So I have told you this is not your idea. Idea is it live and work together. Now the question comes, so what if they live and work together? What does that mean? What does that mean? Emotionally does not remain underdeveloped. So perhaps one point is missing here. So I should have written that. What happened as a result? Uh, when the real practical life is exposed to them, they become more familiar and it becomes smooth for them, right? So that's the result. Because emotionally, ultimately, a boy has to live with a girl. If you talk about a society, so they must be familiar and they must have certain comfort level. And if that is only possible if they are studying in a mixed school, right? What is the point? Learning oriented. Now that's difficult to understand, right? So I have to see the idea. Learn different sets of skills and abilities from each other. But what was the problem if only boys there? Because if boys are supposed to have certain type of skills, so they will only learn the same skills. But if you have got girls and boys together, so there are higher chances that girls will learn some certain skills which is specific to boys and vice versa. So that's a good point. So what happened as a result? Softer communication from girls and patience from boys. Again, it will help to bring equilibrium in their life once they grow up and they start taking their own responsibility. All right, so that must be clear. So what you can see here, that is a small remark, I don't want to miss it. Here both sides of the argument have been planned almost equally, and this is what we will do in any discussion type of question here, because discussion plays a broader role here. So he's saying discuss both the views. That's a broader point, that's why equal points. However, personal opinion is to support both the argument equally. That's not important, right? It depends whether you want to. But this is what here somebody who has planned it. So I have planned it. So I thought like this. Personal opinion is to support both the arguments. This is what I think. But when you are coming to your personal opinion, and for me, I have planned it in such a way that when you reach the conclusion part, it's always better for me to write the conclusion there. Although there are many other points of view who there are many experts who say that why cannot we simply start our first paragraph with any point of view, and I'll say that I agree with this stand and I keep supporting it. I believe the challenge here is that suppose I don't support or oppose any particular point of view. In that case, it is very difficult to organize them in a paragraph. So it's better that write paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and finally give your personal opinion in conclusion part. All right. So that's all about this video, and I have now explained you how to plan each three types of questions, right? In next videos, I'll see, because we haven't planned any expression per se, like especially, although there are some expressions which can be used like emotionally underdeveloped or set of skills, right? Learning oriented. But then you need to have a better collocation and vocabulary set to have a better band skill in that particular part. So this is what again I am going to discuss with all three examples. All right, that's all from this video. See you very soon in the next video.